there, and welcome to my newest video. Today I really felt like I needed something really calming, so what would be better than taking out my art journal and tapping into my creativity? If you feel like there's just a bit too much going on in your life at the moment, go ahead and grab your journal, or any paper will do, and grab some markers. Any markers will do as well. You don't have to worry about the materials at all because you can do this with anything. And I thought today we will create some mandalas. I'll start with black and I might be painting and coloring the mandala later. Not entirely sure where this will be taking me because, as you might remember, if you've seen my other videos, I just love to create very intuitively, so no planning. I might grab this one because it's a bit thicker. And this one won't smudge if I put some water and paint on top of the page later. So it's quite a safe choice if you have any Posca pens. You can do anything with this exercise. So you could put some lovely music on and just really take a moment for yourself. Let your mind empty of anything that's been going on and just start drawing circles. As I said, I've not planned this at all, so I'm just going to begin. Starting can often be the most difficult part in creating. So when you just allow yourself to get started without any pressure, it doesn't matter what happens, then that way you will start your creative session in a really lovely and relaxed mindset. Doing something is better than not doing anything. And once you get into it, you'll start noticing how lovely it's making you feel, how you're not thinking about anything else than the next line and where you're gonna put your pen. That it's all worth it. I would love to hear if you agree that starting can sometimes, or quite often actually, be the most difficult part in creating. So do leave me a comment. I would love to hear your thoughts on that, because that's how I feel anyway. You can go with really neat lines if you like, or you can go with looser lines. As you can see, mine are not very neat at all, but that does not matter. Some of the lines can be a bit further away from each other, so we'll have some space to do something in the middle or in between the lines, but we'll see what happens. We'll just keep creating without constantly overthinking. And depending on the size of your page, you can make your mandala massive or you can make it smaller. Now I will start decorating my mandala. You can pick any kinds of shapes, draw anything you like on your mandala, and just follow any idea that you have as you're creating without analyzing it. Once you get to that stage where you're not really analyzing, is this going to look good or is this going to work? That's when you can really tap into mindful creativity and just follow those creative urges. And the fun thing about that is that it's very unpredictable. You won't know what your creation looks like at the end of it, and that's the fun part. I think my mandala is now ready. I could keep going and going, but I'll stop here so I can do some painting as well. I was thinking about trying out my new watercolors, which I haven't even opened yet. I usually paint with acrylics, but I might take these out now and just play a little bit and see what it looks like. My art journal is really the best place to play. It doesn't matter what happens in here, and I'll just learn a lot and have a really nice time relaxing. I'm just going to very randomly pick some colors. If you're doing this today because you just want to relax, have something else to think about, take your mind off of things, or because you just want to have a nice time with some art, I would really love to encourage you to pick colors that are calling for you in this very moment. Don't plan too much, don't stress too much, and pick the colors that are bringing you joy in this moment. Art journaling is great for this because it doesn't really matter what kind of materials you use. This is just your personal diary in a creative form, so you can do anything you like in here. I'm going to pour some water for my watercolors, and then I'll just start painting my mandala. I think it is dry, and I'm not going to worry about the outcome. I'm just going to think about this moment and thinking about what I want to feel right now. And what I want to feel right now is just peace. Art is such an incredible tool for self-care. It can really give us so much peace, and it'll help us feel a lot better about everything, really. This is mindfulness right here. Very meditative, very calming, and just peaceful. Another lovely thing about this process is that the page that I've got here is very bumpy. I've put some collage on it before, so that was already done before I started this session. I love to prep some of my art journal pages like this up front so that I can just jump on it whenever I feel like it without having to create a collage first. And because I love using old books, I really love building the page with collage. It makes it a lot stronger, so it's ready for some paint and water because I love to use acrylic, so I'm using a lot of water often. So when I prep these pages up front, I'm just ready to go whenever I feel inspired. So I've got a few journals going at the same time, and I might prep some pages in each journal so I can just work on 2 at once or 3 at once. Because often when I'm painting like this, it might get pretty wet, so I'll need to leave it and then come back to it after it's dried. So if I still have some creative energy left, I might just go and grab another journal and keep working on that while this page is drying. I think it's really nice to work on a few things at once because it gives you just a lot of flexibility. This is incredibly relaxing. I remember when those coloring books got really popular, so this is pretty similar, but except that you're doing your own mandala first and you get to color it. So it's like a double win, really. You get to do both. Another lovely thing about a page like this with collage underneath is that I can't be too precise with my lines. The page is quite pumpy, as you can see. So my lines are going all over the place, which I don't mind. This took me a lot of years, many, many years, to feel comfortable with my bumpy lines. We are usually taught to be very precise, stay within the lane, stay within the lines. But I have never been very good at that. I've always gone over the lines, like I'm going over here as well, so you can see. But now I am comfortable with that. It's kind of like a ripple effect. After that, it will start showing up in other parts of your life as well. You'll start letting go of perfectionism, start accepting that it's okay to make mistakes. And what probably the biggest lesson that my art journal has ever taught me is that anything can be fixed. That's probably the most meaningful lesson I've learned from working in my journal. Mixed media is a great teacher. So, mixed media means that we are mixing all kinds of different materials together, like collage, watercolor, acrylics. anything really. It will really show you that anything is possible, but also everything is fixable. Nothing is permanent until you say so. This has been incredibly relaxing, and I will now let this dry and see what type of finishing touches I might add. I am thinking of going around the mandala and strengthening the black lines. I might do that, or at least some parts. Otherwise, we'll see once it's dry. Here it is all dried. I did add another layer here in the background after the first one dried. Otherwise, I haven't done anything yet, but I think I will strengthen some of the black outlines. I'm really enjoying the fact that I made this on a page of collage because of all the text that's coming through. I think that looks quite nice. And there's some newspaper clippings and some music sheets showing through there and some text here. I think it looks quite interesting, and it makes it really fun to look at. I'll do a bit more line work and then we can do the finishing touches. Okay, here we go. I quite like it now with slightly stronger outlines. Or actually, what I might still do is the middle bit. Another thing that I was thinking as I was drawing this is to just remind you that you don't need to finish this in one sitting. If you do just 10 minutes a day, one step at a time, first step in this instance could be the layer of collage. Then you could start drawing the mandala. That took quite a while, so you could do that over a couple of different sessions, so 10 minutes at a time each day, and then you can start painting. And again, take that one step at a time. You can be as precise or just go over the lines as much as you like. There are no rules, and you get to decide how to approach this. One last final touch, what I want to do is some white splatter on the background. I don't know why, but I really feel like doing that. So I'm going to use ink this time. I'm just going to dip my brush in here in the ink bottle and start flicking. Some gold splatter could be really cool, or any color, but I just felt like I wanted to put some white. All right, that'll do. Don't forget to check out my free workshop. You'll get to create this page with me. It is 5 modules, so you get 1 module each day over 5 days. So hop over to my website if you're interested in trying that. Otherwise, I wish you have a really lovely creative week, and I'll see you next time. Happy creating!